And how did you actually come up with that? Well, we had a couple of selection criteria, which were, for example, on how many years the provider has already been in the business, if they can tick all the things like attendance, employee, self-service, performance management, recruiting, and so on. And this supplier actually can cover all of those. I also did a cost-benefit analysis, and surprisingly, the costs are quite little compared to what we get out of it. So I mentioned some of the benefits earlier on. Also customization, I think personally that's a very important point, and to Interact offers a very important tool. It's called My Page, and it makes sure that confidential information are kept there where they should be, just to the CEO, to the finance department, to the HR officer, and also to the academic director. Yeah, justification, I need to actually say that in financial terms, the system will cost us more than what we budgeted for. It's actually going to be $72,000. However, this supplier will give us free training and also free updates and automatic updates, so we don't need to worry about them anymore. And I think that's justification enough. Going over to the implementation plan. It looks long, but I'll make some very easy steps here. So the first thing is going to be that we have to have our IT department and also the staff from To Interact coming together and finding out if our current software programs and hardware can work well together with the new database. And then we will also send a trial on where we will get suggestions and feedback back to Interact. Then they have to come up with a response, so probably a contingency plan or just change the system. We'll also have a live software going online, I think it was in September, if I'm not wrong, and an evaluation coming back, and then at the end of the day, the system should be up and running by the start of next year. Roles and responsibilities. Well, I found that quite important because everyone here will be affected through that because we're all working at AAP. So the main characters should be involved will be our IT staff, and one of their main functions will be actually to provide the system support, so to make sure that hardware, software, that they're all working well together. HR officer, myself, I'm going to be actively involved in the planning and implementation as well, our academic director. We'll have the finance department who set the budget, so we still have to have some meetings with them to convince them a bit more. And we have our COE who's going to coordinate as well with me. The To Interact staff who's coming over to help us implement the new software. And finally, all of you. I'm coming back to that point later, but we'll need you for feedback and also for the evaluation at the end. So I'm going over to the service level agreement. That looks quite scary as well, I know. But all you actually need to know about this is that the service level agreement is just going to clarify the situation we're in at the moment. So we as AOP, what kind of rights and obligations we have, and what kind of rights and obligations To Interact has. And we're going to cover things like what is the service they're going to provide, what kind of timely schedule we're going to have, how confidentiality is going to be held. So for example, that all of the information in the database are actually, we own them. So they shouldn't go to any third parties. Things like that. Also going to talk about internal and external factors and risk. For example, if we have got another financial crisis coming, which no one really can foresee, who is going to be held responsible for it? Okay, moving on to the evaluations. Well, as you all know, we've got this really good employee satisfaction survey which we're holding every year. And that survey is actually going to tell us about how happy are our employees and how is this new implementation of the software going to influence that survey. So hopefully every one of you will have a better work-life balance, more time for the very important things in life like family and friends, and be more efficient at work. We also will have focus groups, and we will select the respondents, so the people who are working mainly with this system. We're also going to look at financial statements. So can we actually save money at the end of the day? And the overall situation. So are we actually going to be able to extend the college, have more students than we have at the moment, and maybe even open that second campus? And finally, the evaluation should be done after 6 months and then also after 1 year. Okay. Any questions?
Cool bananas. Okay, guys.